How to overcome rejection at work. I want to take you back a few years to when I just finished college in 2006. I was excited, starry-eyed, and dreamy, ready to make a difference in the world, even though I didn't really know what I was doing. I landed a job that at the time seemed amazing, and I was helping set salaries for executives all over the world and international companies. They even sent me to get my MBA because they saw a great future for me with them. I absolutely saw my future with them too. And one day, 10 members of my team and I were called into a conference room. My boss wasn't there, my boss's boss wasn't even there. Just a stranger, and she had a white folder for each one of us. I was all excited thinking that they were going to give us an international assignment or give us a cool new project to work on. But those white folders were our layoff packages. I was absolutely paralyzed, and it was one of the more humbling moments in my young life. I don't know if you've ever been there, but having to pack your cardboard box, handing your badge over, and being walked out of the building escorted by security is simply humiliating. It didn't really help that my dad had recently died and my husband was deployed in Iraq. But that wasn't really my lowest point. Has anyone here ever applied to a job only to be rejected? You see, I applied to 1,231 jobs, and you want to know how many callbacks I got? 5. How many offers? 0. During the Great Recession, nobody was hiring. Now, some of you may have experienced unemployment at some point in your lives, and you might know what it's like to queue up in the unemployment line at 6:30 in the morning with thousands of other people in order to claim a check because there really are no other opportunities out there. It's incredibly humbling to feel like I wanted to contribute to the workforce, yet the workforce didn't want me. I wanted to work, I wanted to have a job, but there was nothing out there. Nobody was hiring. And I can recall very vividly how one day I was in this unemployment line, and it was my turn to go up to the clerk. And if you've experienced this, you know that in order to claim a check, you need to show the jobs that you've applied for along with your resume to the clerk, and he goes through everything in order to approve giving you a check. I had even applied to McDonald's and they'd turned me down. And the clerk is looking over my job and application, and he snarkily says, "I guess that expensive East Coast education didn't really pay off, did it?" And that broke me. I didn't even make it out of the building, and I collapsed on the staircase, started bawling. See, that kind of visceral cry when you've just given everything and there's nothing working. I felt so worthless and dejected, and I didn't even know why. And this woman, I'll recall her forever so vividly. She had been 2 spots behind me in the unemployment line, and she came up to me and she says, "Hun, don't worry, one day you're gonna show that clerk. He's got nothing on you. You go take on this world because you deserve it, and you don't need his permission to show the world just how awesome you are." And those words, uttered by a complete stranger, changed my life. I went from unemployed, feeling utterly dejected, to one of the world's top career and salary negotiation experts. You see, I'm sharing this story because I know it's not just my story. We've all been there. How much adversity have you had to overcome to be here where you are today? And if you have a dream, it's your responsibility to prove your worth before you're expecting others to value you. If you're feeling like you've been going through a lot of rejection lately, I want you to ask yourself, are you looking in the right places for validation? Because when you're looking for validation and external validation, you lose focus on what matters the most, which is bringing your inner genius to life. But if instead you focus on bringing your dream to life with your own tools and resources, that's when things start happening. That's when people will start noticing and validating you. And as Steve Jobs once said, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards.